Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back again, dear students, to the channel. Uh, in this fresh video, we are going to deal with the poem number 4, which is Oh, Where Are You Going? Written by W.H. Auden. Again, this poem is by W.H. Auden already. We have read a poem, The Night Mail, which was written by W.H. Auden. So, this is the second poem by the same poet. It's a beautiful little poem. It has a very didactic tone, and the message inherent in this poem is very deep and philosophical. The poem is actually a kind of dialogue between two people. Now, both of them represents two different philosophies that one may adopt in life. One is that of being proactive, and the other is to be passive and to sit still and to just wait for things to happen. The poet is obviously supporting the philosophy that one must move forward, pursue one's goal, and that one must be ambitious in one's life. This is how the poet feels, and this perspective he is clearly in favor of. Dear students, you know that we have read the poem in detail as we did the previous ones. This one we had discussed in detail in the classroom. So, without wasting any time, let's discuss the questions one by one. All right, the very first question is there are basically, as I have told you, that there are two kind of people, two characters. Okay? In general, we have two kinds of people in this world. Okay? When we look around ourselves, we find that there are basically two tendencies that we find in people. The first one is represented by a character which has been named as the reader, the one who tends to stay at home to read the things, to the one who tends to keep on contemplating over things instead of taking the initiative, instead of moving forward, instead of just trying to be ambitious. So the first type of people the poet calls the reader. Okay, the reader represents those who don't have any serious ambition in life. So the question is about the reader. The very first question is about that type of people, or that person whom the poet calls a reader. What does the reader tell the writer about the hardships that he might face? Or who is the reader? What kind of a person the reader is? The question can also be why and how does the reader frighten the writer? So, students, you are very much aware of the way things move forward, the way the action progresses in this poem, and you know that the reader he tries to frighten the writer. He wants to keep him at home also. He doesn't want him to move forward, to move ahead in life. All right. So the answer over here to all these three questions, okay, whatever the question there is out of all these three, the answer will be the reader is a cowardly character who has no serious ambition in life. He tells the writer about the fatal valley, the burning furnaces, the incurable diseases, and the intervention from the supernatural to keep him from pursuing his goal. So it is basically the answer to all those three questions which you can see in the slide. We also have the answer to the question that who is the reader. We also have the answer to the question that what kind of personality the reader has. We also have the answer to the question that how does the reader try to frighten, and what does he tell the writer about the about his journey that he is about to undertake. ठीक है, we have the answer to all those three questions. Let me translate it into Urdu. रीडर एक बुज़दिल किरदार है. कॉवर्डली मीन्स बुज़दिल. हु हैज़ नो सीरियस एम्बिशन इन लाइफ, जिसका ज़िंदगी में कोई संजीदा मकसद नहीं है, कोई नस्बुलैन नहीं है. ही टेल्स द राइडर अबाउट द फेटल वैली, वो रास्ते की मुश्किलात जिसमें एक मुहलिक वादी, द बर्निंग फर्नेसेस, जलती हुई भट्टियाँ, द इनक्योरेबल डिजीज़, लाइलाज बीमारियाँ, एंड द इंटरवेंशन फ्राम द सुपर नेचुरल, और माफुक फितरत, जिन, परी, चुड़ैल, बदरूहें, इनकी इंटरवेंशन, इनकी मुदाखलत, इसके बारे में वो उनको बताता है. टू कीप हिम फ्राम परसुइंग हिज गोल, ताकि वो उसको उसका मकसद, उसकी मंजिल पाने से रोक सके. Let's move on to question number 2. Now, if the first question was about the reader, obviously the second one will be about the writer, to whom the reader is addressing. And the first question will be obviously who is the writer, or what kind of personality does he have, or what kind of a person he is. How does the writer respond to the reader? The reader tries to frighten him, and how does he respond? Is he frightened, or is he, steadfast? Is he determined to undertake the journey that he has planned to? So the answer is the writer is a daring fellow who has high ambitions in life. He does not pay attention to what the reader has to say. He says that misfortune is after those who chose to sit still. Let me translate it into Urdu. राइडर एक जुर्रतमंद किरदार है जो ज़िंदगी में बड़े बड़े नस्बुलैन रखता है. ही डज़ नॉट पे अटेंशन टू व्हाट द रीडर हैज़ टू से. वो इस चीज़ के जानने बिल्कुल कोई तवज्जो नहीं देता जो रीडर उसको बता रहा है, जिन चीज़ों से वो उसे डरा रहा है. ही सेज़ दैट मिसफॉर्चून इज़ आफ्टर दोज हु चोज टू सिट स्टिल. वो उसको रिस्पॉन्स इस तरीके से देता है, उसको बताता है कि एक्चुअली जो बदकिस्मती है, जो मुश्किलात हैं, जो मसाइब हैं, वो उन लोगों के पीछे हैं, वो उनके पीछे पड़ते हैं या उनको घेरते हैं जो आराम से बैठना, पीछे हट के बैठना, या आराम सुकून से बैठ जाना, इस चीज़ को मुंतखब करते हैं या इस चीज़ का फ़ैसला करते हैं. So the question number 3 is, what kind of feelings does the poet create in the minds of the readers? This question is from the textbook. You have this question in your textbook, in the exercise portion of your textbook. Or what do you feel after reading the poem or the last stanza of the poem? This question is again from the textbook exercise. Or what do you learn from this poem? Now this very question can be asked in this way also. What do you learn from the poem, or what is that message that the poet has to impart through this poem, or what does the poet teach us through this poem? All right, if there's anything like this, if there is any question like this, you will be answering it as the poet wants his readers to be courageous and determined. The poet firmly believes that fortune favors the brave. We should accept the challenges posed by life bravely. The poet wants his readers to be courageous and determined. शायर चाहता है कि उसके पढ़ने वाले हौसलामंद हों, बुलंद हौसला हों, and determined, और पुख्ता इरादे के हामिल हों. The poet firmly believes, उसका पुख्ता ईमान है, यकीन है उसका कि खुशकिस्मती हमेशा बहादुर लोगों का साथ देती है. We should accept the challenges posed by life bravely. हमें ज़िंदगी के challenges को बहादुरी से accept करना चाहिए, कबूल करना चाहिए, सामना मुकाबला करना चाहिए उनका. So there are basically only 3 questions from this poem. The first one is about the reader. The second one is about the writer, the second character that is there in this poem, and the third question is about the central idea, about the lesson or the main idea or whatever you call it, the theme of this particular poem. So that's it. These are the only 3 questions that you have to prepare from this particular poem. And again, I hope, and I'm quite optimistic that any examiner or any paper setter, he cannot just ignore these three aspects while devising any question from this particular poem. One more thing that I want to share with you people, that during previous 2 days, you people were quite lethargic when it comes to sending me the screenshots of your subscriptions, as I had asked you to do. But today, I was pleasantly surprised that there were quite a few students who did that, who took screenshots of their subscriptions and then they sent it to me on my WhatsApp. So I'm really thankful to them, and obviously their attendance will be marked. And the rest, those who haven't done it so far, who have not done, uh, who haven't subscribed or haven't watched the videos, the entire videos, they are also advised to do so, okay, so that their attendance may be recorded, their online attendance may be recorded. With that, I say goodbye to you people, and I'm really thankful for your time. Thank you so much.